Amazon. Here we go again. And maybe it's a Freudian thing at this point because I have gone on record as saying, it says on my YouTube channel, Amazon will fall. And I think this is more evidence. As you know, Amazon has been in the news along with other large tech companies to get their employees back into the office. Now, for a smaller percentage of their employees, they're demanding that some staffers move to a central hub to be with their team. So now understand what I just said? Move. That means get moving trucks. You're packing up the family, the kids, the dog. And if they're unwilling or unable, they are being forced to find work elsewhere. Some are choosing to quit. CNBC got wind of this, and the hubs are Seattle, New York, Austin, Texas, and Arlington, Virginia, suburb of Washington, D.C. Under these new guidelines, remote workers are expected to have completed their move to these new cities by the first half of 2024. Amazon spokesperson Rob Munoz, boy, why am I struggling with that? Munoz, goodness gracious, did confirm that this is, in fact, an actual relocation policy. He said it does affect a small percentage of the company's workforce. He went on to say, it is not a one-size-fits-all approach. They have decided the best thing was to communicate directly with the teams and individuals who are affected to make sure they're getting accurate information. If an individual feels like they don't have what they need, we encourage them to talk with our HR business partner or their manager. Now, on a side note, in this article, it was just dumped in there, and I find this to be curious. And I'll explain in a second. The company, Amazon, is slashing costs elsewhere as well. It said it will end a perk next year that allows staffers to get one free drink at an in-office coffee shop. They've also reduced the amount it reimburses for parking and stopped providing free Uber rides to and from work. Now, when you see something like this, and Amazon announced this is not rumor, they're tightening the belt. I mean, one free drink, that adds up. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up. And it makes me wonder, is a part of this move to not only require people to come back to the office in a hybrid model, and Amazon's still allowing them to work a couple days a week remotely, but is this move plus this new move, which they say it's a small amount of people, we don't know how many that, it's a large company, so a small amount still could be hundreds. They're requiring people to come back, to move to hubs. And that is a very bold ask. And they know that there will be some people that go, I'm not moving to Seattle. I'm not moving to Texas. I'm not moving to D.C. And so it makes me wonder if this is a strategy that they know will save them even more money. But it's not a cut. It's not a layoff. And it just makes me wonder. Because when I see that little mention that they've cut back on these other perks, they're not saving hundreds of millions of dollars in the free drink, the reimbursement for parking. I don't think it's hundreds of millions. Tens? Sure, probably. A company that large, tightening the belt with these perks, that means they're tightening the belt in other places. Why are they tightening the belt? I think that Amazon knows that they are, their earnings have been down. I think things aren't well. And this is pretty significant. Now, let's move on. Still on this Amazon story. This return to office mandate has been difficult, and enforcement has been a challenge. Why? Amazon sent out a notification earlier this month to some staffers informing them that they weren't meeting the expectation of joining your colleagues in the office at least 3 days a week. So these people have been told. Now, I don't know how you interpret a mandate, but I interpret a mandate as in you have to do it. And if you don't do it, there are going to be negative consequences. And when your boss, your company says you have to do it and you don't do it, aren't you expected that it is very possible you could get your butt fired? I think so. So this memo says, we expect you to start coming into the office 3 or more days a week now. Why are we sending an email? Why are we sending that? I don't understand it. Where's the leader in this whole situation? Why do we have to have a corporate email? Where's the manager in the situation going, hey, listen, hey, Fred, hey, you haven't come in. You okay? Is the gout flaring up? You need to go to the doctor? You need to get yourself a antibiotic? I don't know if that's how you treat gout in that silly example. Hey, Fred, what's going on? Fred, are you aware that it is now a mandate? This is not an option? Why are we sending these emails? It's like what I used to see in the mall when I didn't have kids. This is before I had kids. And I'd be out about. I'd see a mom negotiating or a dad negotiating with a kid, a little kid. Michael, I put the ball back on the rack. Michael, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, used to drive me bananas. Why are you negotiating with the kid? This is not this 3, 2, 1 business. It's 1 now. At Amazon and all these other companies that are negotiating, let me tell you something. They are not negotiating from a place of power when you act this way. They're afraid of taking a stand on this issue. And employees know it. And they're daring you to let them go. They don't think you're going to do it. They must know something. They must know that you guys are understaffed. Something's going on in Amazon, and Amazon is taking a bunch of PR hits. But this is now beyond Amazon, and this is why I'm even calling this out. The issue is, and I'm on Fox News, Fox Business all the time talking about this, and it always kills me. How is it that leaders aren't able to just say, you're coming back in or you're gone? They've communicated this. You're not coming in. There's no leadership there. You've lost control. It's not an option. This is not a democracy. And this is where we are in the world of work in America. Weak leaders have created an environment where they've been so weak and not wanting to have any kind of confrontation. They've been so weak in and not leading with principle. They've been so weak in not communicating. They've been so weak by being lazy that they have zero actual authority. Because positional authority at the end of the day doesn't really matter. Because people will decide, I'm not coming in and I'm going to make you fire me. They're not going to quit until you make them. And you're afraid to make them. Afraid to make them come in. You're afraid to push them out the door. You're afraid to open the door and push them out. This is a leadership issue. Because we have leaders who are afraid of confrontation. We have leaders who are afraid of difficult circumstances. And so what they do is they literally put their head in the sand so they can avoid it. And this isn't working. And it's not going to work where you work either.